So we are basically done inside the bus what we can do without spending a bunch of cash.
Yeah.
Except killing flies. I guess we can kill flies for free.
Flies.
But now we are working on the outside of the bus, and Sydney's beating the bus up.
We're getting it ready to paint.
Yeah, so we have used the decal erasers to basically remove almost all the goop. We still got a little bit here on the back. And Sydney right now is going around with an orbital sander, and any rust spots that we find, she's just going to town with the orbital sander to try and clean up all the rust that we can and get it to bare metal. And then over top of that, we're spraying rust converter so that hopefully it doesn't come through the new paint.
Yeah, we've done that lots on the inside, so.
Yeah, we have done that lots in the beginning of the bus on the floor. And then also what we're going to do is we're going to strip all of this old silicone around from the windows, because you can see how it
it's not really on.
is coming off like that. So we got to strip all that off and re-silicone. Well, actually, we probably won't use silicone. We'll probably use some type of rubber adhesive or exterior adhesive.
Reseal.
Yeah, reseal all of them just so that we make sure that the bus isn't going to leak on the inside, as well as on the roof of the bus. We got a couple of spots to do that too. We're going to take out the old strobe light because we don't need that anymore.
Yep.
And
I think we're actually not allowed to have that.
yeah, and reseal that as well. Then we'll be pressure washing, and then we'll be scrubbing, and then we'll be painting. Maybe not on this episode.
Yeah, we're maybe a while away from painting.
Yeah, at least a week. Probably 2.
Yeah.
Canadian government, help me out. So yeah, that's where we're at. And yeah, it's going well. So I'll set up a time lapse with Sid as she cranks away on the sander. Okay, Bean, so we just got a couple of holes on the side of the bus where the original stop sign was. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to measure the size of this hole with the calipers here. It's 1.5 inch hole. I'm going to go cut it with the hole saw, put it in there, weld around it, weld the hole in the middle, and then weld up all these other little holes. I might actually... These are, I think they're called a nutsert. So I might like grind off the outside of the nutsert and then weld the hole just so that it's flat, rather than being all raised up and weird. And then, yeah, that will basically be it for now. We are borrowing a pressure washer from Grandma and Grandpa. And hopefully then we can pressure wash the bus and get that done. Sydney's going to still be working on removing the mirrors and all that kind of stuff. And yeah, we're just plugging away. So stay tuned to see what else we get up to here. You want to come talk? My head is so shiny that you're not going to be able to see. Look how shiny my head is in that.
It's really hard to see.
Yeah, it's a bit bright. Alright, good morning, Booger Beans. So last night we had a big thunderstorm and we found out the bus is leaking.
So that's good news.
So that's super not good news. I'm pretty sure it's coming in the windows. But what we're going to do is we're going to take the garden hose and spray the windows just to make sure it's coming in there and it's not leaking through like one of the marker lights or something else. Because if we go and we reseal all the windows and then it was leaking somewhere else, we've missed that opportunity to find it. So yeah, so Sydney's going to stay here on this side of the bus spraying the window, and I'm going to go on that side of the bus and see if water comes out.
Cool.
So yeah, let's get to it. Okay, so Sydney is showering the window, which this is more water than it was when it was raining. Like that's a lot of water coming there. And now we're going to go see if any water comes out the other side. It's going to take some time, I assume, to get across the floor. Or maybe it's quick, I don't know. So now you guys can see, I think so anyways. There you go. You can see the water coming out. So obviously, it's coming from that window. So when we go up in here, the water is coming in that channel right there, going down in the corner, and then I guess flowing down into the floor. So, at least our bus is nicely sloped, it's just draining out. Yeah. So now we gotta figure out how to seal this window. Which I don't know how we're gonna do. Because this window is a weird sliding window. Because it's coming in. It's coming in that crack right there. So we need to reseal all this window. Obviously needs like new weather stripping or something, I guess. Okay, bugger beans. So we got a real problem here. The water is actually, yeah, you can see it's already swollen. The water is actually inside the floor, and it's already swelling. So we're gonna take apart the heater here, take apart the front portion of the floor, see how far the water goes back. Hopefully not very far, and then we just replace the floor. Just sucks. Really, really sucks. I'm really, really frustrated right now. There's nothing else we can do, so let's get to it. Okay guys, so we've ripped out the floor all the way back as far as we could to get so that the heater was accessible. Luckily, it looks like it's mostly in the front. So the water came down through the window onto the heater kind of, and then pooled over there, dropped down into that vapor barrier hole there, and then it started to pour out and move under the floor over to this side. It looks like it's not too bad. We've caught it rather early. Like water hasn't been sitting there for a long time. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take the bus, we're gonna move it into the shop. We're going to put the dehumidifiers and fans out here while we spend time sealing and cleaning up all the outside and all that kind of stuff. And then that will dry out, and then we'll put the floor back in here. There's probably about, well, that many pieces, maybe a handful, 10 pieces or so, that are ruined, that have too much water damage and they're already swelling. So those ones we're gonna have to obviously recut and replace. I think we've got an extra box of flooring anyways, so we'll be able to use that up. And yeah, that's our plan. Kind of a pain in the butt, that's for sure. Make sure you reseal your windows earlier rather than later, and try and find any holes you possibly can. It's crazy to think that little tiny gaps in the windowsill like that, and same on that side, there's another gap down in there, you can't really see it on camera, but those little tiny gaps like that would cause all this extra work and all this damage. It's a real pain in the butt. So yeah, we're going to move the bus into the shop now, and then we'll put the dehumidifier and the fans out here and really get it as dried out as we possibly can, and go from there. So, yeah. The tape off.
Because we can't have holes in our bus.
Okay, Booger Bean, so I did something really stupid. I told Sydney to take off all the lights and markers and all that stuff, but we hadn't washed the bus yet.
Yeah, and just
So if we were to wash it now with all the lights removed, there would be a whole bunch of holes and the water would go inside the bus.
You can see it, like I can't take it off apparently now that I'm trying to. But underneath here you can see our vapor barrier.
Yeah.
And insulation.
So we don't want more water in the bus, so we're gonna put the lights back on. It shouldn't be too much of a hassle to put the lights back on, really. But yeah, we're just gonna put those back on, seal them back up, and then we'll finish sealing up the windows. And then maybe end of today, we might put the floor back in.
I think we should wait.
Wait till tomorrow?
Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna wait till tomorrow to put the floor back in. But yeah, that's what we're up to now. So, hi Beans. So we only took off, I think, 6 lights. So it wasn't too hard to throw them back on. That was a dumb move by me.
Big.
The lights at the front are okay to be out. So we've got this polyurethane outdoor sealant. This stuff is good for above water and below water. So you want to get the stuff that's like really nice and will have no problems with the water. And we're just going to basically run a bead in there. Then we take our finger, goop it into the corner, pull it across, and goop it back into this corner. Goop it all around. And then we'll come back with a razor blade after, once it's dry, and clean up any like carryover. And then also we'll be painting it, so it will look fine. No biggie. So yeah, that's what we're gonna do. Let's get to it. I've been so in the brainwave of weatherproofing the bus. We went and got the bottom door seal and side door seal and top door seal for the door of the bus. These are going to actually go on the door itself, and then we'll also have trimmed like threshold on the inside that will also have weather stripping on it. So it's like
It'd be really
double seal door. Because it's probably going to be noisy going down the highway, I have a feeling.
well, and this will also help prevent it from moving, most of this stuff. And we don't want it to move very much when we're driving.
Exactly. So yeah, that's what we're going to do now. We're just going to put this on the bottom, I think staple these to the side of the door, and yeah, figure out how it goes on there. So let's get to it. Good morning, Booger Beans. So, what we are going to do today is finish sealing the driver's window. We've got it basically sealed up pretty good. We got a couple more things that we got to ensure are totally sealed. All the other windows on the outside of the bus are complete. And we're also building this rain guard for above the door of the bus. So it comes out about 2 inches over top of the door. We're going to have it so that the edge of it is basically level with the top of the door, just a tiny bit of space there. So that as the water comes down, it will hit this and then shed over top of the door rather than coming down and like running on the door, because that's another location that we could see leaks. And it's also just, if it sits on top of the door, it could get into the wood and make the door rot or make it separate down the road. I know it's an exterior door, but stuff happens. So we're working on that. And then I also still have the dehumidifiers and fans running inside the bus. All the plywood is dry. All the 2x4s seem dry. We had the humidity down to like 35% in there, which is less humid than it is outside. So I know it's definitely drying out as much of the wood and everything that it possibly can. Everything feels dry to the touch. I just want to make sure that it's as dry as we can possibly make it before we seal it all back up again. The pieces of flooring that we took out haven't swollen. I think we got on top of it fast enough that we're going to be able to reuse a lot of those, if not all of them maybe. There's a couple pieces that broke when we took them out. The way the laminate flooring is, it becomes very difficult to separate, that's on purpose, obviously. But when you're taking it apart, sometimes that little edge that kind of locks in there sometimes gets stuck and it rips it off, and it's just a pain in the butt. But we got it all apart, and yeah, it's looking really, really good in there. So hopefully today we can get that put back together. and then maybe tomorrow we can get the bus back outside. We got a pressure washer from Grandpa, so we're ready to start pressure washing and get this darn bus ready for paint. We want it painted so it looks nice. It looks so like just janky right now. Like it just looks like a crappy bus sitting in a farmer's field, and I really want to have it look like a house and feel inviting every time you come up to it. So we're getting there. It takes time, but we're getting there. So yeah, let's get to work. Alright, Booger Beans, so we got all the floor put back in. We only ended up throwing out, I think, 2 pieces. We ended up throwing out.
And not due to water damage.
No, all the ones due to water damage, they didn't swell and nothing cracked or anything. So
yeah, they look good.
I don't know if that's because we got nice flooring or if just that we got on top of it so fast. Like, we knew it. I found out it was leaking as soon as it started raining.
It was maybe raining for 5 minutes before we...
And the next day we ripped it apart.
Yeah.
So the water wasn't soaking and sitting in the wood or anything like that.
It's really kind of a blessing that I left the window open.
Yeah. Because it wasn't the window that was open that was leaking. It was actually the driver's window. There's a seal on the bottom of the window that isn't there anymore. And it was literally like pouring into the bus.
Yeah, that's gross.
So luckily when I came out here, I found the leak, and then, it was just a mess. But we got it figured out. And it's all sealed up. It's all cleaned up. We put the duckbill over top of the outside, or the driver's side door too, to help stop water coming on top of the door. We still have to finish the threshold.
Yeah, we gotta figure out a way to seal it from the inside.
Yeah, we still have to figure out those. But it's basically done. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys. If you haven't already, go down, hit the subscribe button, smash the like button, head over to Shop AWB to get some new Black Edition merch. So we have black t-shirts, black sweaters, with the black sweaters are this logo, and the black t-shirts are the Sunrise logo.
And they're crew necks, there's no hoodie.
No hoodie, yeah, just crew necks. And, yeah, next episode, we are painting this bad boy.
Well, we said that at the beginning of this episode too, though, so...
Yeah, but then it started leaking. We would have been painting it if it didn't leak.
Next episode we're painting.
Yeah, we've got the pressure washer. The bus is all sealed up, and basically the reason we're not painting today is A, because it's raining outside, and B, we want to make sure all the polyurethane sealant is totally dry and totally cured before we pressure wash the bus. Yeah. But yeah, it's looking good. It's really coming along, and the bus build's looking up for us in the near future here. We really got some plans on the go, and
yeah, we
stuff
figured
working
ourselves out. We're good to go.
So yeah, as always, guys, thanks for watching, and have a great night.
Hook sets are free.